Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to a mental break. I know it's been a while, guys, but listen, I ain't even at 100 subscribers. So, I mean, hey. But for those who are subscribed, it's not like that y'all are not important. I value each and every one of you, so don't get it twisted. Sorry it took me so long, guys. Again, life has been life, and I had some emergency family issues that popped up that has just took me out the game. You know, we're in a recession. Family needs help. Family need a place to stay for a minute. People getting, had to move. Things happen. So when you're fortunate enough that you're able to help family, get to their next destination, then, I'm glad to help my family do what they need to do. There's always some minuses with helping family, but the plus outweighs the minuses. So the bottom line is I'm back doing YouTube. Nobody else is going to come stay with me no time soon because I'm tired, and and I just can't do it no more. You help people, it takes a lot out of you. All right, let's get to the video. You clicked on for the Housewives of Orange County, so let's jump right in. Y'all didn't click to hear my personal business, child. So anyway, here on a mental break, we look at different topics, situations, and shows, and we break them down to what makes sense and look at why people do the things that they do. Not so much, what exactly they're doing, but like what's going on behind the scenes with some of these things. For those of you who don't know who I am, new listeners, new subscribers, my name is Deanna. I have a background in psych nursing. I'm still currently practicing. That's why you don't see my face as of right now, because I'm still practicing. And in the city where I live, my psychiatric nursing is a small community, and everybody kind of knows everybody, and the same patients go to the same places. So I kind of don't want to show my face on YouTube until I exit working on the floor. So I have to keep that part of my life away from the social medias when you're, a working professional out here, because these jobs don't take too kindly to, you being on these social media platforms. So anyway, let's jump right in. All right, these ladies, I've been watching every episode, even though I haven't been doing the YouTube videos. I have been watching. So let's start breaking this down, because these girls have really been acting a fool lately. So let's break these girls down, because once again, for those who don't know, if you haven't looked at my other Housewives of Orange County videos, I am a Housewife of Orange County watcher. I have been since season one. So I've been following this from the very beginning. And these girls have definitely been wilding compared to you previously. All right, let's start breaking it down. I'm talking too much about nonsense. We're already 3 minutes in. All right, Gina. Gina, for the past few episodes, I think Gina's just trying to find her footing. Gina and Travis breaking up. This is what I believe with Gina. I believe that Travis was a rebound for Gina. She was recently separated from her husband. She had a traumatic experience with domestic violence. Now, let me just say this. Um, in different communities, domestic violence is looked at more seriously than other communities. So I'm going to say that. I'm not saying domestic violence is not serious. Please don't get me wrong with that. Please don't misunderstand that. Domestic violence is serious no matter what community it's in. What I'm saying is there are certain cultures where domestic violence is more prevalent, and the people in those cultures do not respond to it in the way that other cultures respond to it. And in my opinion, there is no community that responds to it the way that they should be. There is not enough protection for women and children in our society. So saying that across the board, there you go. Now, having said that, Gina has experienced domestic violence. Experiencing domestic violence for Gina was very traumatic for her. And I'm not saying it's not traumatic for any other woman. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the world that Gina comes from, this is something that would be very traumatic for her. In other communities, domestic violence is very common. So when it happens, people react to it differently. But in Gina's example, in Gina's case, for her, it was very traumatic. Okay, so it was very traumatic. So I don't know if I'm don't recall. I think he pushed her or something like that. I don't think he actually like punched her or hit her like that. I think it was a thing where he shoved her or something like that. I can't remember. I don't remember. So please don't quote me. I would have to go back and look. But anyway, Gina's been having a hard time catching her footing. And I believe Travis was a rebound because there are many women that don't like to be alone and need to have a man with them. And they don't like to be alone for long periods of time. As soon as one man is gone, there's another one in 3 to 5 business days. And Gina may be, I don't know if it's true, but she may be one of those women. So I know Vicky, one of those women, but I don't know if Gina is. But the situation with her and Travis was a rebound. And I think if Gina was in a better mental state when she met Travis, I don't think she would have chose him because Gina needs more out of a man than what Travis can give her at the moment. Travis has legal issues, which probably includes financial issues, where Gina is unable to do certain things that she wants to do with her kids because she would have to pay for everybody, or she would have to pay more than everybody than what Travis would pay. And I think that once Gina got her real estate license and she started making her own money, and she's doing high end real estate, it's not like she's showing, the row home, on the other side of town. She's showing $1 million homes. So Gina's getting good commission off of, these properties, and she's used to getting a certain amount of money with her being on the show and selling properties. She's used to a certain money, and Travis is not there. Gina, prior to meeting Travis, Gina was a stay-at-home mom. So she's used to being taken care of. So now that she's out here making all this money now between the show and her real estate career, she's looking at Travis. Travis is not the breadwinner, and she's starting to lose respect for him. Gina's doing it. I'm not saying that Gina has disrespected or anything like that. What I'm saying is she ended the relationship because of the money. Because when you listen to her, she talked about how she wanted to move into a bigger home, how she wanted to take her kids on vacation, and how they couldn't afford for all the kids to go, which means Travis. So Gina's in a weird place right now that she has to figure out. So Gina's just all over the place. Now let's move on to Emily. Emily, I don't know what's going on with these women. Emily came into the series as a big girl. Okay. Now, Emily, to me, Emily's not a big girl. But in the Caucasian community, Emily is a big girl. In the Caucasian community, you have to be a 2 to a 6. I think if you get to an 8, you're too fat. But in the Caucasian community, you have to be, excuse me, not a 2, 0 to 6. And anything over that, you're considered fat in the Caucasian community, especially in that California thing. That California world rather. They're out there in what's that? Southern California in Orange County. They're in one of the richest counties over there. And those women have a look. And if you're not, if you don't have that look, then you're looked at like you're something wrong with you, like you got 4 heads. Now I'm saying this because Emily had a meltdown at the fashion show. And she was like, she wanted to wear, the same thing Alexis wore. She was upset about the jeans. Not Gina, Emily, honey, listen, I understand about working hard on your body and losing weight and being proud of what you've done. And Emily still carries a lot of insecurities about that. And I wish that Emily would seek therapy about that because Emily looks great to me. There was nothing wrong with Emily before, to tell you the truth, in my opinion. But then again, I don't matter. So, Emily is just going through too much about her weight. Now, I can understand, like I said, I understand it. She's on television. She's gotten a lot of criticism about her weight being on the show. So, like I said, I get all of that. But Emily is taking it too far, and you can't. What happened at the fashion show? For once, this wasn't Heather's fault. Now, normally I would say it is because I don't like Heather. I don't give a damn. But this time it wasn't Heather's fault. The designer is the one that had the clothes. The designer is the one that made a size 12. And see, the designer made a size 12. What the size that Emily had, it probably was a 12 because Emily is tall. But what it is that I think Emily's size wasn't a 12. I don't. I think what it is in the Caucasian community, those designers cut smaller. And because they cut smaller, because sizes in the Caucasian community starts at zero. See, in the black community, we don't start at zero. We started eight, baby. Now I'm not saying it's not twos and fours in the black community. What I'm saying is that in the black community, most women have hips and butt. So because in the black community, most of us have hips and butt, and when I say hips and butt, I mean big butt, big hips. So we start at it like an average for a black woman. Average for a black woman in America is 8 to 10. That's the average for a black woman. Now, the real average, if you want to get real and technical, the real average size for the black woman in America is a 14. Now, if you want to get technical, but black women's sizes start at 8. So it's a big difference from 0 to 8. So for a black woman to be an 8 in our culture, baby, you look good. You thin. You thin, honey. You looking good. But to be an 8 in the Caucasian community, no, you're fat. So Emily, I'm sorry, honey, but you need to go to therapy to be able to deal with your new body image because you're still carrying around, you're still looking at yourself through fat goggles and you're getting offended by everything. Because if you had a size 12 in that dress, that then Emily, that means if you didn't lose weight, you probably would have been in an 18 or a 20 because they cut, white folks cut in the white community, they cut smaller. So that's what you would have been. So Emily really needs to go to therapy about that because it's getting to be too much. And I'm just over it with her with the weight thing. Now, moving on to Katie. I really like Katie. I really do. I think she's a good addition. I like the fact that she's going to see her adoptive mother so that she can get some more insight into who she is. I love that. And I love the fact that she wants to, get to know her bio mom for cultural reasons as well, because it'll also help, with her children. I think that's a great, thing that she's doing. I'm looking forward to if they're going to film Katie visiting her mother. I'm not sure. But if they do, I would enjoy looking at that because I think that that would be a very good moment. I hope everything goes well for Katie. I like Katie. I wish her the best with meeting her mom. I really, really do because I like Katie. I don't think Katie seems genuine to me. She seems sweet. I don't think she lied about Heather because again, I don't like Heather. And so I like Katie and I'm wishing her well with this. She seems like the voice of reason and I really like her. Now moving on to Alexis. Now, let me tell you something about this heifer. Now I'm gonna go back a little bit on Alexis because see that's why this is called a mental break and y'all ain't ready for this conversation. Now let's go back a little bit. For those of us who's been watching Housewives of Orange County from the beginning, let's go back to when Alexis first popped on the scene. Tell me in the comments if you agree with me. I think Alexis's first husband was abusive to her. I don't know if he was physically, but he was mentally abusive or emotionally. There's something there. He was definitely controlling. So remember how he talked to her that last season that they were on there telling her what to wear and this and that. He was just horrible. So her first husband, he's a mess. He's a mess. And I believe, now it's just me. Now I'm a psych nurse and I'm looking through psych nurse eyes. I believe that Alexis is on some sort of medication. I don't mean medication to get high. I mean medication to keep herself calm. I really do. Something about Alexis just screams Prozac or Xanax, or I don't think she's on Xanax because she would be more down. But something about Alexis just screams like Ativan. Ativan don't have you like Xanax. You could take an Ativan and still function. I don't know. She just gives like she gives off medication. I look at her and I just see somebody that needs to take medication. Now, This Alexis and John thing. The episode when Alexis put Katie and who came up, was it Katie and it wasn't let me think. I can't remember. It was Katie. I forgot. Was it Katie and Gina? I can't remember who went over there. I think it was Katie and Gina. I think they the ones that went over there and were talking to her. If I'm wrong, people, please correct me in the comments because I can't remember offhand. But when they was over to Alexis' house and Alexis got the text about Shannon not inviting her to Paris, I can understand her getting upset about it because who don't want a free trip to Paris, child? I'll be having an attitude too. Now, damn that. Don't nobody want a free trip to Paris now, child, because they underwater. But anyway, let's keep it moving. Um, she got upset and put them out the house. Now, what I believe, because she got really upset, like her reaction to me was kind of weird. And you know what I got out of it? I got out of it that things are not going the way she wants it to go, and John will be upset with her. Alexis seems to me to be the type of woman that just wants to do everything to please her man. She wants to do everything right. Oh, I got to get this right. I got to get this right. She just seems like that to me. And I think that John Jansen has her on a suicide mission on this show to be his mouthpiece for what he can't say because he's not on the show. So he's using Alexis as a puppet. And I think because things are not going the way that John wants it to go, that's why I think she's getting upset because they're going to London and Alexis is not going to get any camera time, which means she can't sit there and say more and more about John, 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 John. Now, I did hear from the other Up and Adam and I forgot that other woman name that report on Bravo because I checked them out that John was going on podcasts, talking about what's going on, but Alexis probably really wanted to go to London because of the fact she, like I said, she could be John's mouthpiece and she's not getting airtime. And this way, Shannon and all the girls can talk about them and she's not there to defend herself and everything else, which is going to probably piss John off. And I think that Alexis is really trying to, stay in John's good graces because for her to just have met John, they're already engaged and this and that. I think that's all for the cameras. What I think is that if Alexis doesn't come back next season, and I also think that if Alexis is just dropped from the show, period, I think John's going to pull back the ring. And I think that's why Alexis got upset. I think she knows that there is repercussions if she's not able to do whatever John wants her to accomplish. That's what I believe. Now, I could be wrong, and y'all could tell me if I'm wrong or not, but y'all let me know. Now, let's go to Shannon. Now, I'm going to go to Tamara before I go to Shannon. I didn't get to, what's her name? I didn't get Jen. I didn't do Jen yet. All right, listen, let me do Jen, and then I'll get to Tamara and Shannon. Jen. Listen, Jen reminds me of a blonde Teresa. That's what she reminds me of, but a little more clueless. This is what I don't like. And like I said, you guys comment. I don't like that the women keep commenting on what she's buying, what she's spending. It's none of your business. What I believe is that the women are jealous that Jen is taken care of. Jen was taken care of by her parents. Then she was married to a man that took care of her. And now Ryan's taking care of her. Now, is Jen being smart? No. In today's world, a woman has to have her own some kind of way. Even if you're a housewife, it doesn't matter. You need to have your little something tuck in the side. I'm going to be doing a video for my other channel in RN's Life. I'm going to link that video to this channel when I do it about finances with married couples because there's a lot of things that women don't know that men do when you're a stay-at-home wife and mother. And when it comes to like pensions and life insurance, because I have a very close family member who works for one of the top pension funds in America. And boy, do I got something to tell y'all. When I do this video, Anybody with a husband that's a stay-at-home mom and wife, you're gonna be looking at that man sideways and you're gonna be asked to look at some papers. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Because the stories that I get, whoo, wait till that comes out. But anyway, let's get back to this. So they're jealous of Jen because even though she doesn't have any money, her lifestyle never changed. And they hate that. Because when Tamara broke up with her husband, her lifestyle changed. When Gina broke up with her husband, her lifestyle changed. So they don't like that. So the two of them like to always say little nagging things because they want to see Jen go through the mud and suffer. Now, when she had fake bags, they was teasing her. Then when she gets something real, then they want to talk about her. Well, which one is it? Mind your business and let the woman do a thing. She not bothering y'all. She ain't asked y'all for 50 cents. And as far as Gina is concerned with this whole real estate thing, calling her a squatter, she wasn't paying her bills. Her husband was. So, yes, I'm not going to say that Jen doesn't have some accountability for it because you should know if your bills are getting paid or not. That you should know. You should be picking up a phone, making sure. But you can't fault this girl but so much because this is her life. She was taken care of. This woman is what, in her 40s? And this woman, I don't think this woman ever had a job. Or the woman said, I think she said she never had a credit card. Y'all tell me in the comments if y'all remember her saying she didn't have a credit card and that she didn't have, I don't know if she said she had a bank account, but I know she said she didn't have her own credit card. She used, her husband's credit cards. But see, now she's with Ryan and Ryan is paying for everything. And Jen does need to get some independence for herself. This is true. But it's not up to these other heifers to be sitting up there getting on her about her finances. That's not your problem. That's Jen's problem. It's not your problem. Y'all not taking care of her or her kids. Y'all acting like y'all giving out welfare to Jen. Like it's coming out of your taxes. She not getting welfare. She got a man taking care of her. So leave her alone. And Jen do need to get a clue. Now let's move on to Tamara and her crazy ass. Let me tell you something. I got some time for Tamara. I'm already in this video 22 minutes. Let me hurry up. Tamara, now I don't like Heather. I never did. I'm not too fond of Tamara, but Tamara doesn't act like Heather. But, here I go with all these damn buts. Tamara isn't pain in the ass. Now, Tamara is definitely wrong. One thing about Tamara spends a lot of time pointing out everyone else's problems and faults and mishappenings because Tamara don't want nobody looking at her. She don't want to look at the fact that her daughter still won't talk to her after all these years. She won't look at the fact that she's having issues with her husband and she doesn't want to face them, admit them, or deal with them. If you recall, Eddie had heart surgery years ago. I'm a nurse, so I know that when you have any sort of heart surgery, there are cardiac meds to follow. Cardiac meds can cause erectile dysfunction. Tamara did make a comment, and please someone comment below if you heard it, that Eddie has erectile dysfunction. And somebody else said it too. They also had to close the gym, which was Eddie's baby. The gym is made Eddie feel important and gave him purpose. If you know, and then another thing that I noticed too, I don't think Eddie is feeling well, and I'm gonna tell you why. When they were at that dinner, Eddie had a blanket wrapped around him. Now, men don't do that. When men get cold, they might put on a jacket or something like that. But men normally don't wrap themselves in a blanket. I think that Eddie is broken. And when I say broken, because he has erectile dysfunction, because of the fact he no longer has the gym, I think Eddie feels just really bad at this point because even when he was talking to Tamara, he can't even control this heifer. He kept telling her to stop, stop. Eddie's not the guy he used to be. If you go back a few years, Eddie was, more out there, more, just more alpha. And right now, he just seems like a castrated bull. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, and Tamara, see, this is the thing. Tamara doesn't help the situation. And so with her running around acting like a nut, and Eddie, and also it being common knowledge that Eddie has erectile dysfunction, Tamara's miserable, and she's just running around pointing out everybody else's misery, like you're drunk and you're this and you're that, and you're just running around doing stuff because you don't want to focus on your own problems. You don't want to focus that it's driving you insane that your daughter won't talk to you. It's driving you insane that your husband is broken because you didn't cheated on. Because let's go back, y'all. They didn't already dug up that she cheated on Simon with Eddie because they didn't found the evidence now because she said she didn't know Eddie or whatever or something, and they found a picture of all them all hugged up together at dinner. So listen, Tamara, sometimes you reap what you sow, honey, because you was messing around with Eddie while you was still with Simon, and that's probably why your daughter won't talk to you. I don't, and not just that, but also being on the show. I heard your daughter didn't like you on the show. So, that it was a couple things. And if your daughter was that important to you, then you would quit the show. So, or you would put it like this, you would have quit the show long enough to, the time frame that your daughter needed you off the show, because it was probably during her teenage years when people at school were probably talking about her. Because Tamara, you're a nut. You go on the show, and every time there's a girl strip, you're naked and you're doing something crazy. So, because she talking about putting a finger in somebody's butt, whatever the hell she was talking about. That's why I said Tamara do some weird stuff when she started drinking. And it's embarrassing because you would embarrass me if you was my mother. So I'm going to tell you that right now. And the way that Tamara is treating Shannon is disgusting. It's disgusting. It's totally disgusting. Because who are you to call her a drunk, to call her anything? Who are you to say anything? Because you're no better. You drink just as much as Shannon. If Shannon's an alcoholic, then damn it, so are you. Because you don't know how to hold your damn liquor. Now, let's move to Shannon. And no, I'm going to move to Heather. Heather, this Heather. Y'all know how I feel about Heather because I've said it about 5 times on this damn stream. I can't stand that Heifer. God, she makes me so sick. I don't know why I can't stand this woman so much. I know why. Miss Smarty Pants, and I can't. God, I can't. Terry said the right thing when she got mad at Terry when he said somebody has to apologize to you 3 times. Terry ain't lying. She just got mad because she don't want to hear it. Heather don't like you to say nothing to her, but she can point out everything about you, and she don't want to hear it. This thing about when they went for the mammograms, why are you sitting at the table crying when the girl said they're sorry? They heard like joy, joyful noise coming out the room, so they thought everything was okay. They didn't ask you because they thought everything was fine. They didn't know that was Gina. They thought it was you, so that's why they didn't say anything. So then and then on top of that, why do you wait till y'all all in this one place to say that instead of saying to them individually right then and there? Aren't y'all going to ask me what happened? No, you go back, you hold it in, then you come back and cry like you the victim. Here we go with this again. So that's what I'm saying. She's like, oh, it's 39%. And another thing, Heather, you don't like to tell nobody nothing. You kill me with that. You kill me with nobody asked me, the person who didn't even want to tell anybody that they had breast cancer. You didn't even say anything. Andy brought it up at the reunion. Put in the comments, do y'all remember at the reunion when Andy mentioned to Heather about, we found out you had breast cancer. Oh yeah, I didn't want to talk about it, this and that. She didn't have breast cancer, did whatever treatments, whatever went on. Nobody knew a thing. But then you went from that to wanting the girls to ask you about your appointment. Damn it, Heather, which one is it? Because you a pain in my ass. Like I said, I don't like her. I don't like her. Anyway, I'm sick of Heather. I'm sick of the pointing fingers. I'm sick of the damn dinners. I'm sick of the opulence with the money. I'm sick of, I can do it, you can. I'm sick of the fake tears. And what's the name? Caught her, Alexis. Heather got called out. Oh, I'm sorry. No, you knew what you was doing. You know exactly what you was doing. You saw that Alexis said got a $2,000 dress at Nordstrom's, and then you're going to get on the phone to Tamara and say that, so what? You didn't buy it? What difference do it make what that girl got on? You don't know if her parents bought that dress. You don't know nothing. You don't know if she exchanged that dress for something, like she exchanged something else she had for that dress. You don't know what that girl did. All you know is you couldn't wait to get on the phone and tell Tamara about that damn dress. So, Heather, listen, I'm sick of you. You're fake. You're phony. You do too much. And I just, overall, I just can't. And I don't even like you on the show. I don't even know why they brought you back. Because when you came back, I was like, why is she here? Like, duh. Like, like I just can't. All right, let me move on because I just can't. Shannon, let's get to problematic Shannon. Now, listen, I'm going to say this about Shannon. I'm not going to call Shannon an alcoholic because I can't label her that. What I will say is that Shannon has an issue with drinking. Now, having grown up around someone who is an alcoholic, I can tell by the way Shannon was walking on the last episode when she stormed out when she was arguing with Tamara that she had a little bit too much to drink because she was leaning to the side. I know she wasn't wobbling. Don't get me wrong. I know that lean though because I grew up around someone that is alcoholic. It wasn't my mother, it was another family member. But I grew up around a woman who was an alcoholic. I've been growing up ever since I was a little girl. She was an alcoholic. So I see all the behavior, like everything that goes with it. Now, is Shannon an alcoholic? I don't know that. Does she have an issue with drinking? Yes. And because Shannon has an issue with drinking, her views on the night of the accident can be, skewed. Because when someone is drinking, when someone that has an issue with alcohol, when they drink, things happen in their inebriated mind. It's not their reality. So a lot of things that Shannon may say or do, she'll forget. And the stories change because of the fact when you have issues with alcohol, these are the things that happen. Shannon just turned 60. When you drink, when you have an issue with alcohol and Shannon is currently 60, it starts to affect the brain. There is something called alcohol induced dementia, and it's something that starts off slow. And I really believe that Shannon is in the early stages of alcohol induced dementia. I really do. The fact that she keeps talking about this loan and how the story keeps changing over and over again, this is what I believe. I believe that Shannon did ask him for money. I believe that at some point it turned into a loan. I think that her and John may have had conversations back and forth. I think John talked to her one too many times when she was drinking instead of talking to her when she was sober. And I think this whole thing got construed. And I think that it was some back and forth about the loan because of the fact that I know how people that have issues with alcohol, how they function. When they are drinking, they say things, and then when they're sober, they don't remember what they said, and then the stories keep changing. So the best thing that Shannon can do is just pay this man the 75,000. Now, from what I understand, she offered to pay the 75,000, but he didn't want to sign the NDA. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. But what I will say is that Shannon does have an issue with alcohol. She does because stories are always changing with Shannon. The stories are never consistent. And Shannon does the same behavior as my family member, calling different people all the time, calling when you've been drinking, saying different things. I went through the same thing with my family member. I grew up with this family member. She was in my life on a regular basis. She used to call me all times in the night when she was drinking, saying the craziest things. And then come Monday morning when it's time to go to work, she don't remember nothing. So that's what I'm saying. Because Shannon is quick to say, I don't remember this. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. And all that kind of stuff. Shannon does have an issue with alcohol. And until she gets help for it, this is going to be a problem for her. And if Shannon doesn't stop drinking soon and starts really getting a handle on her drinking, she's going to have her alcohol induced dementia is going to get worse because it's already started. See, when you start drinking and you don't remember what you said, and it's something that's becoming a regular pattern, that's because that alcohol induced dementia is starting to kick in. Usually, when someone drinks, the only way that they don't remember anything is if they get to the point where they're almost about to black out. When I say almost, I mean they're drinking so much they really are not aware of what's around them and what they're saying. And that's probably what happened with Shannon when she drove that car. And that's what, well, you know, probably it is because she has to either use Ubers or blow into, an alcohol, what are them things called? It's not a nebulizer. One of them, I forgot what it's called. But anyway, I should know. I'm a nurse, damn. But I can't think of what breathalyzer. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Um, she has to blow into a breathalyzer. So evidently, when she went to the hospital, her alcohol level had to be high for them to install that in her car. It had to be because that's the only time they install it in your car is when you're, especially now. This is supposed to, now this is a thing. I'm wondering something. She had to have a breathalyzer in her car. I'm wondering if this was her first offense because usually when it's your first offense with drinking, usually they have you do some sort of community service or something like that, unless her alcohol intake when they did the breathalyzer was very high. If it was very high, then that might be why they did the breathalyzer on her. Because usually they, well, then again, the accident was bad. She almost ran over his daughter, from what I'm hearing. I don't know if that's true or not. And then she ran into someone's house. So that's bad. That's bad. Shannon drank a lot. That's bad. So, I hope Shannon gets a hold of her drinking. I really do, because this is definitely a problem. That's definitely a problem. And not only is it a problem for everyone involved, it's also a problem for her health because I really believe that Shannon's in the early stages of it because she just hit 60. And when you drink for long periods of time, the older you get, and because of the fact when you get older, things already slow down as you get older. And I'm not saying you're not sharp when you get older. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that body systems start to slow down. If you notice when you get older, you can't eat certain things. You can't, certain things bother you. You need to get a little bit more sleep. You get tired. Like things start slowing down. You don't have the energy and the things that you used to have, say when you was in your 20s and your 30s. So when you get in your 60s and things start slowing down, that alcohol induced dementia can creep up because you're actually, alcohol is really not good for you after a certain age. It's not good for you at all in actuality, but after a certain age, it really wears and tears on your body. All right, guys, I went over my 30-minute mark. I'm at 37 minutes. So I'm going to close this one out. And I'll be back with another video. I'm back on the scene, guys. My next video is going to be on Love is Blind. I'm going to look at the finale Wednesday and look for the video either Thursday or Friday because Love is Blind is crazy as hell. And for those of you who haven't looked at Love is Blind on Netflix, it's crazy. When I say it's crazy, it's crazy. So I'm going to work on that video now, and that will go. Not I can't work on it now. I got to look at the episode. I'm going to be looking at it on Wednesday and look for it to go up no later than Friday because I'm going to look at it on Wednesday and I'm going to do my review on it then. So that's going to be the next one up, guys. I also got some videos. I think I'm going to link my Deviant Switch to this video from my Orange Life channel. It really goes well with what's going on with this Diddy case and everything. Because I'm not going to talk about Diddy. Everybody and their mother talk about Diddy. I ain't doing a damn Diddy video. And plus, I don't want to talk about it. It's too much, too crazy. The only thing I'm going to link is my Deviant Switch video because it talks about men and why this is even possible with Diddy. So that's why I want to link my Deviant Switch video so that you guys can check that out and check out my RN's Life channel because I have a lot of good videos on there. That's where I flex my psych nursing knowledge over there. So if you're interested in learning about why people do the things that they do, that my RN's Life channel is the one for you because all my videos are the psychology of, which means why do people do the things that they do. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for tuning in. Please comment, like, subscribe, share, whatever. I ain't even at 100 subscribers, so it's okay, guys. I'm just having fun anyway. It's the ride is fun. Listen, I work, I got other responsibilities. So doing this is just like a little outlet for me. It relaxes me. It gives me something to do in the evening. So I enjoy it. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Come back again by the end of the week for the Love is Blind review. And I got some more stuff, guys. I got some good stuff for this channel. And I'm going to be linking some things from my other channel that go along with some of this stuff. As a matter of fact, I'm going to save that Deviant Switch video for the Love is Blind video because it'll all tie in together. I think my review, because if you've been watching Love is Blind so far, you know what's going on because those men on there is something, honey. It's something. So that's why I think my Deviant Switch will work better with the Love is Blind video. So let me close this out because it's getting longer. I'm not supposed to go over 30 minutes. So you guys have a good one, and I'll talk to you